Please ignore my hair and my background. This will not be my normal setup. Let's talk about the oversaturation of superheroes and phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe specifically. Wow, what a neat and interesting commentary about comic books. No one's done that before. Thank you. Phase 4 has been rough, and honestly, I'm not having a good time. We get little nuggies of good shit every once in a while, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't care about any of it. The MCU is restarting and trying to keep things fresh, and that's a big feat. The issue is, it reminds me of Phase 1 without the charm. Again, none of the movies are really bad, but I wouldn't write home about them. There's just too much. There's too much. I think that's the whole point of the video, which I already brought up, is there's just too much. Anyways, bye. But for real, it sucks because never in my years of living, growing up with the MCU, I ever thought, man, I really don't want to see my favorite characters on screen anymore. The MCU isn't peak cinema, and it's not something I should put that much weight on. AJ, what an incredible analysis. Thank you again. I'm a film student. I have a degree in this. There's just so many projects, I'm not even excited to hear about them anymore. A movie came out this year called Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and I could shit less. But I gave it a shot. I was excited to see where the MCU could take a multiverse storyline. What's gonna happen? What places are we gonna see? Who could we possibly see?
What are you doing?
Dance off, bro. Me and you.
And we ended up with this.
The Illuminati will see you now. The Illumawati?
I wasn't expecting big cameos or story altering timelines. I just wanted something, and I feel like I got nothing. For a movie called Multiverse of Madness, I think Doctor Strange only goes to like 3 or 4 universes. Again, multiverse wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but it made me leave the theater thinking, is that it? To a movie called Multiverse of Madness. Look, I might be in the minority. Some people really, really like the movie, and I might just be stupid. I might not get it. In fact, let's go on Letterboxd right now and let's look at the reviews. The Bowen Yang from SNL said, "This is one of the best things I've ever seen in my piece of shit life." Incredible. 24 Frames of Nick on Letterboxd also said, "This is the greatest multiverse movie of all time, if not the greatest movie of all time." A lot of people like this shit, and maybe I'm just too stupid to understand. Oh, this is for everything everywhere all at once. Anyways, here's a big mistake that Marvel made. I put chapstick on, so hopefully I look chappy. Disney Plus didn't sound like an awful concept either. You got to spend more time with characters who didn't have the time to shine in the films. Again, things sounding cool in theory. The show started to roll out and they weren't bad. Yeah, they had their flaws, but by no means were they the worst thing anyone's ever seen. Beside this part in WandaVision, I've always had an issue with it. What is he aiming at? The moment these shows ended, we all kind of moved on and forgot about them. And yeah, there's a couple who haven't, but let's be honest, majority of us have. I think overall, it also comes down to Marvel's footing after Endgame. I think they're still trying to figure out what they should do, and they don't really have a plan yet, but they're just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. Endgame was such an event, and it was a giant powwow of your favorite characters all on the big screen for their big finale. It felt like the end of the MCU, and honestly, I think it should have been. Because honestly, how can you top that? That's rhetorical. You can't. I think the MCU is also crumbling under the weight on its shoulders. If you try to go too large scale, it ends up like the Eternals. I know there's like a big fan base for the Eternals, and most of them say, oh, it's just too deep, you wouldn't understand it with your MCU brain. But if I wanted to watch a movie about my deep philosophical thoughts and my purpose in this universe, I would watch any other movie besides a Marvel movie. And I don't want to hear all the Eternals people in the comment section going, you don't get it, you're just stupid, because that'll hurt my feelings. Eternals was just too much, especially after the come down of Endgame and Far From Home. And I know Black Widow came before that, but it happened. That's all I have to say about Black Widow. It happened.
Don't do it! This was fun! No!
I also think Marvel needs to hone in on what stories they want to tell right now. I think the reason a lot of people stopped watching Ms. Marvel was the fact that it was too small scale, the opposite of Eternals. I'll elaborate for a little bit, but I don't want to elaborate too much because I'm too lazy. What I'm trying to say is you can't set up a multiverse movie and introduce a new character who could literally jump through multiverse and then bring us back to normal MCU, a girl who gets superpowers. I only watched one episode of Ms. Marvel, and honestly, I enjoyed it. I just haven't had the time to finish it. I'll probably get around to it soon. So what's the solution? You know, what's the plan? What should Phase 4 do? I don't fucking know. I just made this video to complain, honestly. Anyways, have a good day. Like and subscribe if you like it. Bye.